Right, here we are back again. I'm going to spray these roots because they're very dry. And I don't want to spray the plant once I've remossed it because they're not left wet this time of year if they dry. Which is why it doesn't do them any harm to be repotted. And by doing this, I've actually got a flower spike in there from the summer I want to cut off. By doing this, you can actually straighten them up so that the growths are growing straight, which is what I want. So, technical stuff now. We can't use the mossing pole because it only fits those nets. So this is an empty Coke bottle, which is our next. And it won't have such a big base to put underneath it either because it is a tiny, tiny plant. And once this moss is damp, you just pat it into a very thin pancake. Doesn't need a lot. Some people actually do this and moss these without putting them on moss. I am not brave enough to do that. So again, it's not as easy to do with this because it tends to move and fall. But when we've got roots that will sit all around the base, it does make mossing it in a lot easier. And if that stays in place, I mean, my luck's going today, it probably won't, but we shall see. We're having the direst of weather. Hideous, hideous day. Dogs haven't even been out yet. They keep getting up and thinking, time to go. No, she's not moving. What's she doing now? Oh, no, not moving. And off they go, back and lay down. It doesn't happen very often. I mean, we're normally out of the door by 8 o'clock in the morning. But I took one look at it this morning, looked at them and said, no way. When I was younger, I used to go out in all sorts of weather and take the dogs out. Not anymore. I don't do that. I do not do it. This one as well, I really want to fold it all round so I can keep hold of it. So I'm going to have to be careful with those roots and get them in the pot that I want them in. But these bean leaves are lovely. I have found they take a lot more time to flower. But then I didn't have as many flowers. Well, I had quite a few flowers this year, but because of the slug infestation that was desiccating my flower spikes, I didn't have as many as I could have. So that's going to go around there. Then I can cover that bit up like that. Get down. Nobody asked you to go up there. Get down. I want you down there. And then I want you round there with those two roots. You have to stay in place, Missy. You are not allowed to fall out of there. I think I need one more piece of moss to keep that one in, actually. Stay there. One piece, quite a thicker piece. Although I could actually do that afterwards. I'll do that afterwards. Let's get the main part in. It's not as easy to put them in these mesh pots, but mesh pots are better for them because, again, airflow. It's all about airflow with these. Letting them have their air. They like their air. And then, again, you've got a lot of air under there, not all the moss going down to the bottom. And this time of year they just get a light spray. So literally, that's their light spray if I was spraying them. In the summer, every single pot gets dunked separately because they need the nutrition. Once they start to grow and the tips start to show their colour of lost me. That's what I want to do. I want you over there to keep that piece in place, which means, where's my scissors? No, that'll do. I then tuck that bit down there, and in theory, they won't come out. Same goes for you over there. To haul it in. If they're doing this properly, because if you're showing these in Korea or Japan, they have to be presented in the correct way, in the kokedama style, and it's never about flowers over there. It's all about growths and looking their best. Growths looking their best, and flowers, whilst it's nice to have, to them they're not important, because it's the sheer variety of these that you can get for the different things. And I mean, this is a really nice bean leaf. How many did it have? It had 2 when I bought it, and it's called Seiju. It had 2. I bought this from a guy in this country. There's a chap in Epsom in Surrey. It's got over 300 Neos, been growing them for 20 years, and he's got some crackers. I have flowered this for the first time this year, but I've had it since July 2016. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've now got 6 fans on it. So, but some fans, like this one, for argument's sake, I've had this since November 2018. So 2 years. It's the 14th of November. I had it, so it's its birthday since I got it today. How curious is that? It had 1 growth when it came. Still only got 1 growth, because it has so much other developmental stuff to do to develop its colour. I do now have another one that's got 2 growths, or 3 I think. But this one has flowered. It flowered last year, didn't flower this year, so... and there are some of the smaller ones that you could wait forever and a day for them to flower. Even though all the conditions are all the same, they don't all do the same at the same time. And because this weather is so ridiculous and mild at the moment, that doesn't want to work because it got wet. Let's try again. 11, 20. There you go. And there you have, do you know what, I need to actually write over that name as well. I did have my, I still have, look at that. I have my label printer. Let's print him a proper label. Neofinetia Falcata, S-E-I-J-U. S-E-I-J-U. Let's do it properly. Let's do it properly, shall we? There, we've got 2 little ones ready to go back outside. But I'm not going to stop and show you anymore. What I will show you is when they're all done. You can see them as they are in their tatty state now, because I'm way behind with doing this. But that's life, as they say. There. 2 very nicely tidied up Neofinetias, and there's, well, I'll get the tray. there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. There's 12 to do. So this is one. It's a rubbishy one. I don't know why I keep this. Because all it does is die back bits each year and get smaller. And go backwards. In fact, I might just throw it away. I might just, because I try saving it, doing something different with it every year. And I seriously don't think it's worth it anymore. But we shall see what's under here. Again, this moss underneath, it might be green on the top, but it's still really, really fresh underneath. So, you know. No, you've done your last. I'm not doing you. I'm done with you. I've made the decision. That's 11 pots to replant, people, but I'll show you them all finished when I've done them, before I put them back outside. So be back soon. Right, there we are, back again with all of them done. Some easy, some not. But now, ready to start their winter. Although they started it a few weeks ago because all the root tips have gone. Still more to do, but that's the second batch. So, I know not many of you will like it, but it'll be interesting for some people because they grow them. And I think they're absolutely beautiful. They have a definite go to sleep time and a definite wake up time. You know as soon as they wake up because their roots start growing, they develop the coloured root tips and life begins again. But for now, these are going back out in the greenhouse. My coffee's been made and I'm going to go and sit and drink it, I fear. I didn't think we'd have enough light to film this. I've opened the blinds. It's a hideous day. It's not that late, but it's really dark already because of the weather. So stay safe, look after yourselves, and see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.